You were walking near the eastern end of the estate gardens, looking for the old gardener's clothes you had misplaced. The sky was clouded and the air was thick with the scent of damp soil. Ivy curled around the stone walls. Then your foot hit something strange. You looked down and noticed a hidden latch half buried under the overgrowth. That's odd, you murmured. You pulled at it. A small wooden panel creaked open, and behind it a narrow stone path. You followed it slowly, heart thudding. The wind whistled in your ears. The trail ended at what looked like a forgotten greenhouse, shrouded in vines and fogged glass. What the hell? Wasn't here before, you whispered. You reached for the door, pushed it open, and stepped inside. The air was stale, shelves lined the walls, but instead of plants, they were filled with strange folders, old books, scattered Polaroids, and dark stained files. Your breath caught in your throat. What is this place? You reached for a photo on the table. It was your mother, Nina, smiling. Then another of her in the hospital. You picked up a paper. It had her name. The words case closed and something that looked like a symbol, a seal. Panic started to crawl up your throat. You spun around, more folders, more names, some crossed out in red. It felt like a horror movie. You turned to leave only to find Jungkook standing in the doorway. He wasn't smiling, he wasn't frowning either, just watching. You okay, darling? He asked, tilting his head gently. What is this place? You asked, voice shaking. What place? This greenhouse. I have never seen this before. I didn't know it existed. Jungkook blinked, then stepped forward. YN, there's no greenhouse here. Your breath hissed. What are you talking about? I walked in. I followed the path. There is no path, baby, he said softly, reaching out to you. You looked around. The walls were different. The shelves are gone. You blinked rapidly. The files you saw, they weren't there. You stumbled backward. Jungkook held you steady. You have been under so much pressure, he whispered, brushing your hair from your face. You haven't been sleeping due to work. I think you just had a moment. But I saw he cut you off. Sometimes our brain creates things when our heart's stuff hurts. He said gently, like he was consoling a child. I think you're missing your mother, and maybe it's all getting tangled in your dreams. You looked at him, heart racing. His eyes were so warm. I don't know anymore, you whispered. That's okay, Jungkook said, wrapping his arms around you. That's why I'm here, to take care of you, to make sure no one hurts you. He pulled back and kissed your forehead. Come on, let's get you inside. I made your favorite tea. As he led you away, you turned once more. The greenhouse was gone, only ivy and stone stood there. No door, no latch, no path. Was that really just a dream? You whispered. Beside you, Jungkook smiled, a small, knowing smile. Maybe it was just your heart warning you, YN, he said sweetly. Or maybe it was trying to say goodbye. But you didn't see the way his smile lingered, or how his fingers twitched slightly behind his back, stained with dirt. And the next day, the gardener who worked in that part of the state never came back. Time had changed everything. Your grief over your mother, your confusion over Sam, your paranoia, it all dulled over the months. You tried not to obsess. You focused on your work, your hobbies, and surprisingly, Jungkook. He had been nothing but kind, always bringing you warm tea on rainy days, sitting beside you when nightmares took over. He laughed with you during movie nights, tucked you into bed when you fell asleep on the couch, and never once let you feel alone. The more time passed, the more you stopped doubting him. You told yourself the paranoia had been grief talking, and slowly, painfully, you began to trust him. You never questioned how he always seemed to know what you needed. The late morning sun filtered through the tall windows of the mansion's grand dining hall, casting warm glows hues on the marble floors. The scent of fresh toast, eggs, and black coffee filled the air. You stood near the dining table, one hand holding your phone, the other adjusting the strap of your handbag as you spoke to Junhee over the call. Yes, I'm on my way in a few minutes. I'll be there before the client arrives. Don't worry. You reassured Junhee with a soft smile, your tone calm and businesslike. From the other side of the room, Jungkook was watching you, his tall figure leaning close casually against the doorframe, arms crossed, dressed impassively in one of his usual all black suits. He looked at you with a softness that he rarely allowed anyone else to see. You're not skipping breakfast again, are you? He asked, voice slow but firm, eyes narrowing slightly in mock disapproval. You turned to him with a sheepish smile. I'm not in a hurry, father, just finishing the call. You mumbled as you ended it, slipping the phone into your bag. Jungkook moved to the table, pulling out a chair for you, like he always did. Sit and eat. I already told the staff to make your favorite today. He raised a brow. You have been skipping too many meals lately, and I don't like that. You let out a small chuckle as you sat down across from him. Yes, yes, protective father mode is activated. You teased, picking up a slice of toast. He smiled faintly at your words, but there was something deeper lingered behind those dark eyes. Something unreadable, something that had been growing slowly over the last year. You know, I'm serious about your health, Jungkook said, watching as you took a bite. You have come a long way since everything. He didn't say your mother's name. Neither of you did anymore. It still carried too much weight. You nodded slowly. I know, I'm better now. I think about her every day, but I have accepted it. Your voice softened as you looked down at your plate. She wouldn't want me to live in grief. Jungkook hummed in agreement, sipping his coffee as his eyes never left your face. She wouldn't, and neither do I. There was a comfortable silence for a while, the kind that only forms after a year of shared breakfast, small talks, occasional laughter, and gentle healing. You had truly started to feel safe again under Jungkook's care, almost like family. You finished your meal, dabbing your lip with a napkin. I should go now. Juni is already on site, and you stood and pointed at him playfully. Don't overwork yourself today, Mr. Mafia Workaholic CEO. He smoked at your nickname for him, standing as well. Someone has to keep the empire running, princess. You rolled your eyes at the new nickname he gave you a few months ago. Still calling me that, huh? Always, he replied without hesitation, stepping closer. You stepped forward too, arms wrapping around him without a second thought. Take care, okay? His arms instantly encircled you tightly, holding you just a little longer than necessary. I should be the one saying that, he murmured against your hair. Text me when you reach. You nodded against his chest. I will. Then, slowly, Jung pulled away just enough to look at you. His large palm gently cupped your cheek, thumb brushing your skin softly. Before you could move, he leaned forward and pressed a kiss to your forehead, then your cheek. You froze slightly at the second kiss, surprised, but he smiled as if it were the most natural thing. Goodbye, he said quietly, fingers still lingering on your jaw. His eyes searched yours for something, maybe for guilt, resistance, or confusion, but you just gave him a warm smile, oblivious to the storm brewing inside him. Goodbye, father, you whispered, turning and walking towards the door. He stood there for a long moment after you left, the corners of his lips twitching up into a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Then slowly he murmured to himself, "One more day playing the role of a father. Just one more, and then the game changes. But for now, the morning remains serene. For now, you are still safe in the illusion of love and family. For now."